Robert and Augusto said we should just go to the Polícia Federal and they might actually extend our stay. We left Canavieras and today I'm gonna tell you about what happened after we left that beautiful island. First spot, Ilhéus. Ilhéus is a beautiful beach town with a little bit of a hill and some river coming in, and we stayed in Paradise, Eden 1, a hotel right at the beach. It was actually really decent priced, and we had a hut with a balcony right at the beach. We had breakfast at the beach, fire at the beach, swimming right then and there. Alexander was on the balcony, and I just enjoyed my little swim in the ocean. And the hotel, well, that just brings me to Alexandra's beautiful hotel review video. So if you guys want to know how to get awesome hotel deals of just staying at a place in Brazil for $35 or less, then check out her video in the description. So after the Eden adventure, our journey continued. What happened next also kind of changed a little bit how we felt about Brazil. We met two American expats. Actually, first it was just one. It was our good friend, Professor X. I knew him already from an online chat group. And what happened was he told us he is somewhere in Bahia and he would like to meet up. And we somehow clicked. And Professor X, he introduced me to Michel. Michel was the first introduction video that we made for the second season of the Adventure Escape Diaries. It's about an hour long. He's talking about off-grid living, about life in Brazil and how he got there and how his life changed in the last few years. Now, for the future interview with Professor X, we did that at his wonderful pyramid in the jungle. So for all of you guys who had no idea, he has some really cool property and it's an exciting location where he does some off-grid living and all kinds of other interesting things. And so I hope you're gonna check it out. So after our great time with Professor X and Jean-Michel, we decided to go further up north because there were some nice places that people told us about and they said we definitely need to see. And one of them is Barra Grande. Barra Grande is a peninsula and we're continuing our journey slightly up north. Actually, the weather wasn't the best when we were there. We are here in fall, so the situation with fall is just clearly a problem when you start going to the beach. Sometimes it's actually a little bit windy, a little bit out of place. You can see how we were almost blown off the beach. Another wonderful thing in Barra Grande is that there is a huge red tower lighthouse right in the center of the peninsula in the north. And we saw it and people told us about it and we thought, wouldn't that be a great place to go off-roading with our Prado? And that's what we did. While our time in Barra Grande, we stayed at a hotel, Apoema, with Augusto and Alan, both of which were wonderful people. Augusto told us so much about the place and we felt extremely connected with him. Alan every day gave us the most amazing breakfast you could just dream of. It was wonderful. We can't wait to see them again. While being in Barra Grande, Augusto told us about a barbecue of a friend of his, an American friend of his that had a barbecue by the beach, and we prepared to get ready for that barbecue with a little beach walk. And at that beach walk, we met a dog. We didn't really know what was going on, but she started to follow us around and started to play with us. And you know, the beach there in Barra Grande is just amazing. And we played around with the dog and we thought she's just never gonna leave anymore. So we thought, okay, I guess we have a dog now. And then later that night, we actually joined with the Americans to have that beach party. And we told them we're sorry, but this dog is just following us around, so I guess it has to be here right now. And then they told us, hey, this is actually our dog. This is our dog, Lily. We brought him from the United States, and now she's just like friendly, playing with everyone, having a good time. The American guy's name was Robert. He's married to a Brazilian girl named Erika, and they decided to live there right by the beach. And as far as we know right now, they were building their own house by the beach to stay there forever. For him, Robert told us it's just the best place he's ever been to, and he can't wait to permanently have his residency there. Our friends Robert and Augusto both told us that there is a way to extend our stay in Brazil. For us, our 3 months were almost over, and so we were kind of worried that we had to go back to Paraguay and leave this wonderful Brazilian beach life again. Now the thing was, we were pretty high up north in Brazil. Maybe you can check it out at the map here. You can see that we would have to drive all the way back down to Paraguay, and that's a huge distance. So Robert and Augusto said we should just go to the Polícia Federal and they might actually extend our stay. Now, we sent them an email and we didn't really get any good answers from them. So we decided to go back down to Porto Seguro. On our way down south to Porto Seguro, we decided to make a stopover in Ilhéus. Remember, Eden 1? But this time we actually decided to stay at a cacao farm. First we had to off-road through the jungle, and then we were rewarded with an amazing view. The next morning I woke up very early, lying in a hammock. Good morning. Looking out over the wonderful world of Brazil, seeing the ocean, the cacao farm from the balcony. It was just a beautiful experience for sunset. And the day, fantastic, magical. When we arrived at the cacao farm, we wanted to make sure to have an early night, because the next day we would walk through the cacao farm and see all the beautiful ways of making this cacao, the chocolate, happen. I'm a big fan of dark chocolate. I love the 75% and more, and it was just a wonderful experience to be there. Check out our beautiful drone shots and the cacao footage that we have. Urs and Ursi's cacao produces some amazing chocolate. They're actually selling chocolate at their place 75%. It's the best chocolate I've ever had. So I can't wait to go back there and get some more. I really just got a couple of bars, but next time I'm gonna buy 100 or so. So after this little stop in Ilhéus, we went further down south to arrive in Porto Seguro. One of the things that was really interesting in our heads most of the time was all these people, foreigners, expats. They came to Brazil, they bought some land, and then they made a living there. So for us, somehow it would be interesting to do exactly the same thing. We want to experience life in Brazil, life in South America, and maybe have our own property. So we actually looked into buying various different pieces of land. And there are some amazing offers. I mean, just thinking about being a cacao farmer would be something that would be so exciting to me. And we are gonna look into it. We're gonna make sure that for the future we have something set up where we can make it work so that in case something happens in the world, we always have a place to go back to and we're able to just live off the land, have some great livestock, some cacao plantations, but even vegetables and fruits and all the trees. Everything in Bahia is just growing, and you don't need to do much. It's the best place to get yourself a farm, even if you're not a farmer, and just try the project of living off the grid. So that's what we learned from Professor X, from Michel, from Urs and Ursi, and all the others that we met along the way. What is going to happen? Are we going to be able to extend and stay 3 more months in Brazil, or do we have to drive all the way back to Paraguay? You will see more about this in the next episode. Now for this episode, you probably saw wonderful drone footages again, and you saw them in the last episodes too. So if you want to have your own drone footage, just like this one, if you want for us to come by and maybe go ahead and shoot a nice flyover of your property or anything like that, check out the link in the description below or go to haveyouradventure.com/drone. I'm excited that you're following us on this journey, and I can't wait to tell you how it's going to continue for us in the next episode. And check out here, subscribe to the channel, and on this side here you can follow the next episode. I can't wait to see you there. Bye.